Awesome. Let's get into it. Welcome back to live lifts. We're going to attack the bar. Let's get into it. Attack the bar as we do. Welcome back to live lifts. We'll do the intro after the first set as we do. Let's see how this goes. Fantastic. Whew. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, to be honest. I had to really get into the zone. So, welcome back. My name's Dr. James. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Live Lifts, where we lift and we learn. Because that's what life's all about. I had to mentally prepare to do that because that is another jump today. What are we doing today? We are going to do heavy squats. We are back on heavy squats again, ladies and gentlemen. We did 140, then we did 150. Today we've got 160 here. Wow. That's another 10 kilo jump from last week. So that's because we're in this phase 2 now where we have built a foundation of strength and we are peaking into our next phase. So I'm happy to jump up by high increments. I'm happy to lower the reps. And we'll keep just stimulating the body, pushing it along. Whew. So welcome back. So we're going to do heavy squats. I'm doing reps of 3, and that's honestly because I don't know what I can do. I might be able to do a little bit more. Hey, do you know what? If I can get out 4 reps, I'll get 4 reps out. So I'm doing 3. I've been doing 3 reps. We'll do more sets, and over the next few weeks we'll be tweaking around with the sets and the reps and so on. We want to be, personal goals. I don't know. I want to try and maybe get over 170 to 180. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. We'll have to see. It's just part of the learning and training. It's not really about the numbers though. I want to feel healthy and satisfied and stimulated, and that's how you should also feel. So basically, we're going to do heavy squats. Today we're going to do heavy squats. We're going to do light or lighter chin-ups. We're going to do some chin-ups. That's a really fantastic combination, which I'll talk to you more about how heavy squats and then a chin-ups and how they're really, really complementary to train as well together. So stick around for that. We'll talk about the anatomy and physiology and the biomechanics and the reasons why we want to combine these 2 exercises, as we do on this channel. And then we're going to do some military press for the shoulders, which is really fantastic. Again, we do heavy shoulders, so we're going to be pushing up to 75, 80 kilos, which is a new season's record, a season's best for our shoulder press this season. And then we are going to do an Adidas product review. We're going to review this base layer because it's winter. I've reviewed a lot of other base layers on the channel over the last few months. We've done Lacoste, we've done Gymshark, we've done Nike. Today is Adidas's turn. They've got this new base layer out. And we're going to review it because it's winter season and somebody may be in the market for a base layer. So it's high time. So we're going to do another set, just get a few more minutes rest. So thank you very much for joining the stream. Stretch my back out. Thanks very much for joining the stream. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome to all the current and original subscribers as well. You're having a good time over here, so if you're sticking around, the channel is slowly growing, as is my strength and progress as well. So, thanks for joining. And this is just an archive, it's like a record, so you can always look back and look at the stuff season that I did. It's really, really good. And the Olympics are coming up as well, so we'll be doing more Olympic weightlifting. And it's going to be the Paris Olympics in 2024. Right, let's do another set. And we'll talk and debrief after the last session as well. Yes, that's good. That's really good. We should try another couple of sets. So that's 4 sets basically we would have done. That would be amazing. Happy about little progress as well as the big jumps. That's with everything. We're getting a little yay, we're getting a little cheer. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Oh, that's tough. Woo. So, welcome back. So, excellent. Thank you for the comments and the feedback on the last video, where we spoke about the importance of strengthening your lower back. The previous live stream, in my opinion, was really good. But there's a lot of sensible talk there that's not often spoke about on the internet and not often acknowledged by trainers and people in the sports and exercise arena. But that's coming straight from research that we reviewed in the previous stream. We looked at the evidence for that. And we had a discussion in that stream on why it's so hard to analyse the effects of such things like deadlifts and squats and so on populations. There's a lot of variability and a lot of variety in the populations tested. Often sometimes they're military recruits or sports athletes, and it's not reflective of the wider population of people. However, the test I showed you was the Beering-Sorensen test in the previous stream, and that's going to check and test how strong your lower back is to prevent you getting any injuries. So I would honestly say, in my personal opinion, I think my professional opinion as well, which is reflective of my view only, it's not the view of the wider medical community, but my view as somebody who trains and puts this into practice and has been in the gym in a long time, as well as looked at the evidence, as well as being a physio and former bit of physio, previously been a doctor now, I would honestly say that the lower back exercise and lower back test that we did in the previous stream, that is my number one exercise that everybody should actually start with when they're started in the gym or trying to get into health, sports, athletics. You've got to have a strong lower back. It does tie into having a strong core. That comes to a close second, or kind of joint first. But you absolutely have to be getting on the hyperextension machine, on the Romanian chair, on the whatever they call it. You've got to be doing those hyperextensions and stabilizing your lower back. So please do go and catch that stream. There's a lot of useful information there, but that's my absolute number one. If you're looking for a place to start, strengthen your lower back, because there's no point doing everything else otherwise. You will be trying to strengthen your limbs and branches without having a strong core and trunk and lower back to support you. So injury prevention, I believe it's something that's kept me strong for a long time and kept me athletic and be able to compete in a lot of sports as well over many, many years and do lots of different things is by having a strong lower back. So do go and catch that stream if you can. Right, we're going to do another set on here. We should have warmed up a little bit more now, so. Whew. Wow. This is hard. This is the business end of the season, most definitely. Got to do 3 reps, come on. Come on. This is tough. Focus. Come on. Yeah. Whew. Wow, that is. Believe you can achieve. Wow. Last rep was tough. Last rep was really tough. Only one more set. I might need a spotter though, to be honest. I'll have to ask someone, I think. Just in case I need a little bit of a boost. Wow. You know that at this part of the season now, you really should be, well, we pretty much have been all season, but you should really be like almost completely on the edge. Like every session is a complete stimulation. But you're not burning yourself out either. You are, it's, describing it is hard. Every session is complete stimulation and a complete challenge, but it's also optimized to being achievable. And you soon learn and realize that all your preparation of your core and your lower back, this is where it all really starts to pay off. So all the stuff that we were doing in the early days, the functional stuff as well, and technical work. No, mate, you carry on, mate. Sound. You're right tomorrow. All right, all right. Take me away. Sorry, mate. I did bring the 10s with me. You see the green 10s on the floor? Because I've always got to be honest with myself. If, you know, there's no ego lifting. If I honestly felt that this wasn't achievable today, I would have dropped it down. Go back down to 150 or 155. So what you can do here is, now we can peak it and hit, let's say 160, 165, and then we'll drop back down a little bit as well, get more reps out at 157, 155, 160. And we'll just keep pushing the body along and slowly incrementing the weight. Stimulate the body with a little bit of overload, and then drop back down a little bit, but still at more of an emphasis on getting through the sets and the reps. Hello, sorry if you're squeezing through the gap there. The funny thing is, right, I think we've got another set in us, but I might need a little spot. I might need a little lift. Can I get this dude? Excuse me. Could you spot me, please? Is that all right? Thank you. So it's my fourth set. I'm going to do 3 reps. I should be okay. So it's going to be squat, and what will be fantastic is if you could just come under here. If I start to stop and go down, just come underneath me. I should be okay though. I should be okay for the drive.
Just 3, is it?
Yeah. 3's good. Right, are we ready? Sound, mate. What's your name, mate? Sorry.
Kyle.
Kyle. Good to meet you, Kyle. Sound, mate. Sound. Yeah. So I'll get it. I should be fine. And then just under the hip pecs, and then just help me up. But I should be all right. It's just. It's the 3rd set, you start getting a bit tired. Okie doke. Come on. Come on. Awesome. Ah, cheers, Kyle. Oh, wow. That was good. Whew. Yeah, do you know, I'm happy with that. 4x3. Considering we've not done it for a long time. And we jumped up by another 10 kilos, so. Do you know what? That is like. Do you know what? I swear to you, like, when you do this kind of training, you know, the big lifts are fantastic, they're an achievement, it's a personal thing, but actually, there's sometimes in fact there is often satisfaction just in those little day-to-day achievements that you get. Such as that there, where you're kind of like, this is going to be really hard and grueling, but you actually get through all the reps, all the sets without failure, and it was a good stimulation. What do we need? We need some chin-ups, don't we? So, I think we'll keep a 10 and a 15 and a 5, and we'll put the other bits away. So a bit of a changeover now, guys. Just going to be tidying up here. We'll get some chin-ups going. Wow, happy with that. That's fantastic. Yeah. It's really good. Bearing in mind, we're going to be doing 140 in the next session as well. So that's like 48 hours away. So, although it seems like, oh yeah, but a few weeks ago, you were doing 160 5x5. And that's fantastic, but now we're doing 140 and 160 like within consecutive sessions, so your volume and your recovery is a lot shorter between the sessions because it was kind of every other session we were squatting, but now it's almost every session we're involving our legs. So coming up now, we're going to do some chins and some shoulder press, and we're going to review this Adidas Baselayer, which is fantastico. And we'll run through the scores. Let's get the belts, get some chalk for the boys. Woo. Right. Chalk for the boys. Good. Sound. Right, let's do some body weight first. So, let's talk about why the chins are absolutely fantastic after we've done some squats. I think you know the reason why now. You've been watching the channel for a while. Yeah, I need to just warm up my biceps and my arms a little bit after doing the squats. You do feel it, the challenge in it. Right, should we get a 10 on? when you are squatting heavy, there's a lot of pressure going through the spine. Now the spine, the bones of the spine are called the vertebra, but they're separated by cushions, and the cushions are called intervertebral discs. Now they're made of a funny substance. It's one of the first substances that develops in us when we are created. There's a notochord, something called a notochord, which forms like the central pole of the axis as we develop as an embryo. And everything kind of wraps around and builds around that. And the notochord actually persists, it stays with us, and that becomes something called the nucleus pulposus, which forms the line of our spine. And it's like a jelly-like substance that sits within that cushion disc between the bones. Now, as we spoke about back pain in the last session, it's quite relevant to speak about now, because when that gets damaged or sticks out a little bit, that's when we start getting pressure on the nerves, because that gel-like substance has protruded out, or the disc itself has bulged, a bit like having a bit of a flat tire. And it can stick out and press on the nerves, and that's where you get the sciatic pain if it's touching on the sciatic nerve or a nerve related to or takes the pathway of the sciatic nerve. So with loading up our spine quite considerably with a high weight, and we've been doing that twice a week now, even though we do a heavy day, light day, I think one of the more problematic things you'll like to find, I mean, look, back pain is common, disc herniation is very common, we see it all the time in the hospital, of course. But I'm talking about, there's little aches and pains you get in your back, like mechanical lower back pain that we spoke about, which is your stiffness. And sometimes that can happen at the facet joints. And so the facet joints are the ones that help stabilize the spine, and they've got a little bit of rotation in them as well. So what we want to do is, if we're loading up our spine with the squat, and we're loading up our spine with a heavy deadlift as well, it's really, really nice to do this chin up with some weight around us, and it will decompress the spine. It's really, really, really healthy, and what that does is just a gentle distraction through the vertebra, through the bones, and similar to when we are lying down flat, that's why we need to lie horizontal when we sleep, and when we do that, it takes the pressure off our discs, and essentially they rehydrate, and they fill back out again like little balloons or like little tires, as I've mentioned. So we want to just keep the discs nice and healthy, decompress them. I can feel this pulling through my waist, it feels really good, pulling through the spine. So look after your back. That is actually, you know what that is? That's actually probably one of the most underrated exercises for the abdomen as well. That's going to hit the abs, six-pack. That chin-up is probably one of the most underrated, underappreciated exercises that also hits the abs. So I've lost my hook. I don't know how I've managed to do that. Yeah, that really stretches the abdominal wall. So if you've done a heavy squat day like today, and if you've hit the abs in the warm-up, or you're going to hit the abs like we did 2 sessions ago where we did the roller abs on that really fantastic deadlift or squat day, something like chin-ups will also be very, very complementary to hitting that abdominal wall and that six-pack, so highly recommended. So I feel nice and warm there now. I think we need to get a little bit more on the bar. I've got very slightly tight, so the t-shirt here, so I've got some Vaseline here. This is a little lifter's tip. I've actually got a little bit of Vaseline. So when you get big, like me, if you get bigger, let's say, modestly, what you'll find is the bicep skin and your pec and your bicep and your shoulder will get very tight when you're doing the chin-ups, and your skin will pull and stretch and chafe. So a trick is to have a little bit of Vaseline, and what you might need to do, you might need to put that Vaseline just over the skin, because it's going to catch and rip and tear And you don't want to do that because when you're doing the chin-ups here, you want it to feel nice and smooth. You don't want to be getting distracted by your skin chafing and getting really, really sharp. Because it's horrible when it stretches and rips. Especially if you're getting your jaw really, really big, like you're getting bigger. So that feels a lot better already. There's the t-shirt that will snag. Your t-shirt will snag and it will pull your bicep with your pec and your shoulder in. So there's another little lifter's tip there that you will, you'll not read about that in the textbooks. Now I remember Dave, I may have mentioned Dave previously, but Dave was from the first gym that I ever went to, Dave Rogers, and he used to teach us all kinds of little tips and tricks, you know, how to use chalk properly, how to grip the bar to not get those like, you know, like skin compressions on your hands, like segs, I think we call them segs, where your skin kind of goes funny over the knuckleheads because you've been gripping the bar so intensely and it's damaged the skin. So there are little tips that you can do to take the pressure off the skin and not have damage skin on your hands. So the same principle applies under vulnerable areas such as over the pec, over the hip flexors, sometimes over the low back, over the shoulders as well. You don't want to be getting stretch marks and stuff like that. It is best to avoid them. The skin will scar. Right, let's try and get, can we try and get 20 kilos on here? How are we feeling, man? I feel we're feeling good, aren't we? Let's get a couple of tens up. We should be. So bearing in mind we're doing a slightly lighter day today, we want to be doing about 20 kilos because then our heavy day of chin will be about 30 kilo. We should be getting that up now. I do like to do heavy day, light day on chins as well, because it is a core exercise. And I do like the underhand, I just feel like it's so much more beneficial for hitting the biceps. I don't ever really do the overhand. I think it's just all forearm work. Which I probably need actually. That feels actually really healthy. Do you know when you do something that just is a challenge, but feels so healthy as well? So it's very exciting. Stimulate. Just going to change my compression socks. So that was really good, so try and hit 4 or 5 sets of this. Yeah, it's good. That's good for a light day. That's 20 kilos on the chin-ups is really, really good. And then we'll try and bump that up to 30 because of the next 8 to 10 weeks. It's just all steady, slow progress, but like honestly, even like looking at some of the live streams from the last 6 to 8 weeks, you'll soon see that it soon builds up. ask yourself, when the spring, summer comes, are you going to, first of all, have finished the strength season healthy, with no injuries, and feeling like you are like ready for peak performance? Like, that's the idea. Do you know what I mean? I think people forget that. It's like ready for peak performance in the summer. So you are big and strong in the summer, and then you're able to like hit so many reps when you want to do all the conditioning. And I think I need to look into the research that's a little bit more and perhaps look at some programs that are out there. However, I think sometimes I've been too generous. When I've come to the summer, I've been a bit too generous in reducing the weight. I may have, for example, been doing 170 or 180 on the squats, and then I've kind of dropped down to maybe 100 kilo or 120 for reps. And I think maybe something for me to reflect on is I probably could have kept it moderately high around the 140 mark for reps, and still, you know, it would have been achievable, and I would have been able to stimulate myself at a slightly higher resistance, which I think is achievable. But when you're doing squats, heavy squats for reps, though, it's just a different beast, man. It's a different animal. It really just hits you differently. It's like not like any other exercise. Deadlift's a bit different. Deadlifts is like, well, deadlift and squat is like both different in their own right, but a lot of nervous system stimulation as well. Central nervous system. Coming up soon. I'm going to review this Adidas Baselayer as well. I'll just wait for it to go a little bit quieter because there's a class on as well, so we can focus on the product. So thanks to all those people reaching out over the last live stream and the last short as well, which got it's very popular because it's obviously a informative video in terms of preventing injury and helping people with their rehab. Yeah, deadlift is a safe exercise, provided you've done it safely. But of course, you know, if you do have back pain, I advise that you do that. I advise that you go and get seen and treated properly, appropriately by your health provider, physio, doctor. And as long as you're not in the acute phase, that was aimed at people who are like kind of in the rehab phase, maybe 3 to 6, so it said 3 months specifically, 3 to 6 to 9 months down the line, where you might still have some residual stiffness in your spine that needs to be worked out. So your manipulations and your mobilization will help with that. And yes, some functional stuff like deadlift will help work those paraspinal muscles and get you going again. Provided you don't have a disc problem, because that's a different pathology. If you have a disc, that's something that's going to be looking at by a specialist. I certainly wouldn't be deadlifting if I had a disc herniation. I would let that herniation resolve first. I have to try the overhand ones, aren't I? I think I'll have to try the overhand ones on the next light day. Build that up. There's a lot of nice varieties to the chin-up that we'll do in the summer as well. So much to do. It's great. Right, we'll do one more set, and then we'll review this Adidas product during our shoulder press that we do. Still need to speak to the owners here about getting the rope back as well. That's good. There used to be one from this roof here, actually. So I'm just really focused at the moment because it's really, really hard. The heavy sets really take out of you, so you really have to focus on your recovery. Really need to optimize so you can get the reps out. That last rep was a fail. So I'm going to do it again. I get some blood in my get some blood in my arms. Yeah, that's something else. Right, swift changeover, shoulder press, heavy, and whoo, looking forward to reviewing this product from Adidas, Baselayer. Oh wow. Swift changeover. So what do we need to warm up? Bar. Warm up on the bar. Got some fives, 10s, 15s. I have to bring up the criteria. Another really good exercise after you've done the chin-ups as well, because you do use your rotator cuff as you're chinning. Your shoulder is completely engaged. So is working through a pull-in motion. So the military press is very good. Again, you know, look, I hope you guys are catching on now. I do want to know how your training's going and what techniques and tips do you find work as well. I'm more than happy to hear them. And I find that by keeping the sessions very simple, very clean, very focused, very complementary, it reaps the most benefits. Whew. Need some flats on to do this overhead press. Some fives on. Hitting the shoulders several times a week now. Nice and strong. Let's do. Whoa. I definitely need a warm up, that's tough. Right. So, let me bring up the criteria for this review. And on the, okay, yeah, there's one of the things I've changed actually, because this is about having fun as well. And where previously it is just about having fun, having a good time and training in the gym, because it is good fun. It should be good fun. It should always be good fun. So we used to mention when we do the product reviews and when we do the gym reviews, we used to have the X factor. I think not only is that, like, it's probably already taken and overused because obviously the X factor on TV or whatever it is now, The Voice or whatever it's called. So I've called it the G factor, Dr. Grégoire, because G is my surname. So does it have the G factor? And G sounds cool, a bit better than J, Dr. J. Does it have the J factor? It doesn't have the same ring to it as the G factor. So does the product or the gym have the G factor? We're going to be doing that one in future. Right, so let me just do another set because I'm still going to warm up, and then we're going to, as we do in motion, we're going to review the product and train and do the exercises. Oh. Gotta get these shoulders warm a little more. You just know when they just feel a little bit like they've been worked, but they've been static during the squat because they've been supporting the bar. Then they've been moved a little bit during the chin-ups, a bit more in pull-in motion. So now they're coming to press something. We're asking questions of the shoulders. An overhead press is very useful. I have seen, you know, it goes in trends and waves, and it just takes one person to start and say something isn't something, or something is a waste of time, or something isn't good to do, and then it sets up a chain reaction of other people who are hungry and desperate for content, desperate to produce something new that strikes a chord. And I've seen certain videos come up on my algorithm that kind of say military press, overhead military press is useless, it's a waste of time. This is what I mean, that it's just an ongoing, never-ending cycle of people looking for a new edge or a new, you know, controversial angle to make something sound different. But the overhead press is absolutely fundamental. Like, it helps with absolutely everything, especially if you're doing Olympic weightlifting. You absolutely need to do it. It'll bring in your upper chest, and it's going to protect your collarbone. We spoke about the importance of protecting the collarbone. So the collarbone, known to the lay person, but also known as the clavicle to the people who know a bit more anatomy. You've got to protect that collarbone, and the shoulder press will do that. The overhead shoulder press will also protect the acromioclavicular joint, the AC joint, and the sternoclavicular joint. So it's the clavicle, the collarbone, and both joints at either end where that bone sits into. The clavicle is, I'm going to say, one of the important bones of the upper limb, because it's the only bone that connects your arm to your body. All the other bones and muscles are floating around and held together by muscles and ligaments and tendons. But the clavicle is the only bone, and it allows several degrees of freedom, meaning a range of movement that lets you get overhead. So you do have to do overhead press. It helps to work this clavicle in a axial motion, kind of like the wheels going around in the car. It's going to help the clavicle to rotate and move. So as you're pressing up through, your clavicle, your collarbone has to lift up, and it has to spin a little bit as well. So overhead press, absolutely essential. It's going to save you lots of problems with your AC joint. It's going to save you lots of problems with dislocated shoulders. It's very good if you're going through rehab and you are probably in the later stage of your rehab of your shoulder. Overhead shoulder press is something that should eventually be brought into your rehab, certainly not in the early phase, but it is fundamental. So don't pay attention to people who say don't do overhead military press and it's a waste of time and it's not for it is very good, and it is going to help you when you do functional things, and that's essentially what it's all about: staying athletic, staying functional. So right, let's review this product, and we are slowly moving into our working set now. I think I need another 10 or 12 kilos on here. Of course, as you can see, as I'm doing this military press, it's something I've never spoken about on the channel before, but at the very, very top, as you lock out your elbows and you reach the end of range of your shoulder, what you're going to find is your shoulder wants to sit back a little bit and lock out, and it might slightly go behind you into a kind of extended position. That's okay, that's fantastic, that's a very healthy shoulder, that's going to help get full range of movement. So that again is very functional, because you want to hold things over your head. You need to be able to lock your elbows out to take the strain off your shoulder and really balance all that weight. So I do advise getting that range of movement in your shoulder, making sure you're locking out fully. I'll probably do with another 10 on there. Yeah, we want to be getting 75 out, don't we, really? So you just do it to a full range of movement. Start light. This is something that takes a long, long time to build up and strength on. Get the disc on. Right, so that's 70 now. Trying to look at 75, aren't we? Or 77 even. We should be creeping up a little bit. I was surprised myself at this last time, actually. I managed to get 75 out quite easily. Oh, hate that. I hate that. When you kick that little stump, oh, it's horrible. They need to get welded off, don't they?
Yeah, I know. I don't know what they're for.
Ah. It looks like, are they to lock into something, are they?
I have no idea.
Ah, hate it. There's a little metal on the deadlift platform that's a makeshift platform. There's like little metal fingers that stick up, and no matter what you do, you always end up kicking them, and every single time they need to be cut off. Right, we're going to review this Adidas review before we do this first set. Oh, I had cramp in my toe. Oh. Right, I'm keeping the shorts on because of protecting dignity. And there's no need for anyone ever, anywhere to ever wear leggings with no shorts. Ever. I don't understand this phase, craze. Right. So. Awesome. Right, let's do the first set and then we'll go through that. I just wanted to bring up the criteria. I want to bring up the description as well, because of the materials that it's made of and how it fits and stuff. I think it's important as part of the review to be thorough. Right, let's see how we're doing here. Can we get this overhead? Wow. Yeah, that's tough. It's always tough. Okay, so as we do on this channel, we review products as well. So today, I'm reviewing the Adidas Baselayer. This is called the Techfit 3 stripes training long top and training long tights. They are a matching pair. You may have seen it in a few of the streams that I've done. I have worn it a few times. As I like to do on this channel, I like to wear things in a few times to really get a feel for it. So you get an honest review, really. Well, not really, you definitely get an honest review. So I'm never swayed by how big the brand is. And if there are faults and problems there, you know, I'm going to say it. This is not a paid advertisement or sponsorship anyway. I just love gym clothes. I love training gear. I think it is essential. I think it does help performance, and I think the technology has come so far over the last 10, 15 years. So we are starting to get like absolutely unbelievable technology involved in some of these products as well that do help performance. So I want to go through, as it's winter, it's base layer season. I invested a lot of new base layers this season. I wanted to get something warm, to get something to keep me strong for a little bit of compression as well. So this Techfit 3 stripes, I think this is quintessentially classic. One second. This is quintessentially classic Adidas. It's everything you kind of want from when you see the iconic Adidas sportswear, streetwear, the brand in general. So I went for the black and white colorway. Only comes in a black and white colorway. I think it's absolutely fantastic. However, from when I read the description to actually wearing it and trying it out and train it, I've been pretty impressed, to be honest. So what are the highlights? The highlights are, it says here, made in part with recycled material, so it's 60% recycled. Now, one bugbear of mine is, if they're recycling so many more things now and it's more efficient and better for the environment, and it's 60%, then what I've noticed as well is the prices of these things keep going up as well. So if this is supposed to be more efficient and better, then why is it costing more? Have I missed something there? Maybe you let me know. But I don't think something that is supposed to be better for the environment should then ultimately cost more money, because those refining processes to reuse things should be cost effective as well as eco-effective. So 60% recontent. Can I tell if it's recycled? No, but it's got some plastic waste in there. Everyone's on a mission for ending plastic waste. I think once you understand how plastics work, then, you know, I think if you look at the basic chemistry of how plastics are formed, then ending it, I'm not sure about. I think that's for somebody else much smarter than me to figure out. But certainly plastic reusable and more useful, yes, but waste, I think, you know, you're always going to have some waste of some kind, aren't you? Anyway, feel dry, stay dry. This feels wet. I've done a session in it now. Do I feel dry? I feel slightly wet, I feel slightly damp. And if I'm in a cold environment, I'm going to cool down pretty quickly wearing this, because I can feel my wetness. I can feel my damp sweat, but not in a horrible drenched way. It's held a sweat, basically, yeah. Has it held a sweat? Yeah. Now I've taken my t-shirt off and I'm in a slightly cooler atmosphere because the door is open as well. Yeah, I can feel that it's taken the wet. It's taken the damp sweat away from my skin, but it's held onto it. But now I've got a wet top on. So does it really have much of an effect? It says aero ready. Low to medium compression, sleek and compressive feel for distraction-free comfort, all-day support. I would say this was more medium compression. I don't think it's low compression at all. Compared, if you remember the Nike product review that we did, and we reviewed the Nike base layer, the Nike Pro base layer, I felt that was really tight. I've advised people to size up in the trousers on that because that was really, really tight. So I think this is just right. I think everything with Adidas that they do, I think they have really good manufacturing. I think their stuff does last forever, like a long time. They've got amazing manufacturing. It is iconic, it's classic. I think they are always true to size, and they have very good advice on their website if something is not true to size. I think their dimensions are actually spot on. So I'm going to do the set now, and then we'll continue this review because there's lots more I want to talk about to you as well. Because I do think this is probably, it is second behind the Lacoste base layer we did a review on. That Lacoste base layer was absolutely phenomenal. Which we'll do another review on that because I've got the trousers. They released trousers to that Lacoste now as well. But this is absolutely up there with one of the top ones. But I'll go through the marks. I'll go through the scoring system on that soon. Let's do another set here. That is a new record. That's the second set on 77. That's 75. How much is that? I've lost count. So that's 72. That's 72.5. That's just right. Yeah, 70.5, that's good. Oh, second set. So, it's priced at £45 for the leggings, and it's £45 or £50 for the top. They do come as a pair. They're very complimentary, unlike the Nike one, which kind of had Nike Pro written down here, and then you tuck it in and it looks a bit weird because the writing's cut off, or you wear it out, it's a bit loose. It complements the top and the bottom absolutely exceptionally. Minimal detail, and something you'll notice as well is on some of the Adidas 3-stripe items that you get, the stripes are pronounced, so they're stitched on. This is blended into the material. These stripes are flat and flush. So what I noticed previously with Adidas products is the edge of those stripes, they pick up a lot of dirt, and they can come loose as well and peel off. But this will last for a long time because essentially it's kind of stitched in and printed in to the actual base layer itself. So it's absolutely phenomenal. In terms of the neck and the waist, look, it's a straight hem. It fits absolutely perfectly. The arms are a little bit long in the large, but I'm happy with that because as we grow bigger, our chest and back gets bigger, it's going to take up that room. For the leggings, one of the most important things for leggings is, does the backside around the waist and the bum area, does it slip down? I've not experienced that problem because I do my squats. So if you are a little bit lacking in the backside area, you need to pump up and fill out your bum. You're going to do more squats. So if you're having that problem with your leggings slipping down, it's probably because you need to build a bit more muscle, or the fit is off. But I think the fit on Adidas, you can't really go wrong. So they said, one of the things they said on the description is that there's a two-way pouch on the leggings. I can't see a pouch anywhere, and usually the pouch is for phones, not to carry items with, but I haven't got them on the leggings at all, so I have absolutely no idea where they are. But they fit well. So let's go through the scores. Let's go through the scores. So it only comes in black and white, but I absolutely recommend the black and white. It's a classic fit, it's a classic look. Right, so product review scores. Aesthetic and quality scored out of 2. It's very aesthetic. It fits absolutely beautifully. Quality is always there with Adidas. It scores 2 out of 2, absolutely 100%. Versatility and style, Adidas, because they have got sportswear and streetwear, which I felt that Nike has only just come into before. It's like Nike was always sports, but now it's got more streetwear. I think with Adidas, you've always got that like versatility. It looks classic with everything, especially with the colours that we have. So I think it's very stylish. I think it's very versatile. I'm happy to wear this anytime, underneath something or on its own, or a pair of shorts, of course. So 2 out of 2 for that. Pricing discounts. The price for recycled material. Is it worth 40 bucks? So look, 90 quid for a base layer. I'm going to give it a 1 for that, and also the fact that the discounts, it's excluded from all discounts and promotions. So I'm going to give it 1 out of 2 for that. Do I like it? Scored out of 3. Yeah, I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's up there. It's not quite as good as the Lacoste one. Because if you look at the Lacoste review, the Lacoste had triple stitching around the seams. This is only double stitched. So it doesn't have that weighty quality that the Lacoste product has. But I still really, really like it, so it does score 3 out of 3. Does it have the G factor? Not the X factor, the G factor. Yeah, it does. I think this is brilliant. I really like wearing this. I look forward to wearing it. I look forward to training it. It's been fantastic in squatting, deadlifting. The compression is just right. I do recommend getting it. So that scores a 9 out of 10, and I do think is an accurate score. You know, if I could, you know, I probably regret only getting one of them in the future because, you know, something so good like that, and then they stop making it, you kind of, oh, I want to buy it again. So anyway, right, I'm going to do the set. So I scored it 9 out of 10. So that is the Adidas Techfit 3-stripe training long tights and long top, which is a base layer. The difference as well with this is, compared to the Nike Pro, you're going to, the Nike Pro Warm that we reviewed, essentially, that does keep you warm through the winter warmer. This doesn't have any warm component to it, so you can wear it all year round. It will keep you semi-warm in the winter, not as warm as the Nike Pro. And you can wear it on a slightly warmer day as well, if you want to take the chill off a little bit. So yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Well deserved a 9 out of 10, really. So that's it. Right, I'm going to do another set on here. Music's bouncing now. Wow. Wow, good. Woo. Right, so, should we debrief? I think we should. So, thanks for joining another live stream. Amazing. Heavy squats. So we did 3 on 160, we did 4 by 3 on 160. We did light chins with 20 kilos, 5 sets of 5. We failed one at the end, but we'll be doing that again in 48 hours. We did heavy shoulder press on a new record, 72.5, which is fantastic. 3 sets on 5 reps. That's fantastic. In the next stream, it's the month 5 milestone, so join us for that. So thanks for joining us live there. So we're definitely learn. We discussed some of the biomechanics of the shoulder and the importance of the overshed press, and we reviewed the Adidas product as well. So I hope you do go out and buy it while it's still available, because it's a fantastic base layer. So anyway, thank you very much for joining the live stream. See you later.